The problem and the difficult part in my perspective, having helped people close 10,000 deals in all 50 states with DealMachine, is the discipline of getting out there, adding those rundown houses every day, hearing no, and continuing to believe that it's the right thing and pushing until you do it. Basically, if you do those steps, you will get a deal. It is guaranteed. It's going to happen. If you keep doing those steps, you're going to find somebody who just says, yes, I do want to sell my house.
Yeah, no, I was saying that I'm using DealMachine as like the staple, the pretty much the backbone of my company. I'm using it for the CRM. I'm adding my properties, the skip tracing, the dialer, just everything. And I love that it's all, a one-stop shop.
Well, cool. Thank you so much for complimenting DealMachine. We're not successful unless you're successful, though. So I'm curious, what motivated you to start wholesaling real estate?
I almost want to say YouTube University, just being on Instagram, seeing it, you're seeing all the feedback and everybody just posting that there's transactions and it's a beautiful business, and it definitely motivated me and inspired me. I personally wanted a change in my life, and
Ooh, tell me more about that. What do you mean you needed a change?
so I had been doing a lot of other things prior to that. I had been doing a lot of construction work and stuff, and I was really getting burnt out. I felt like I wasn't challenging myself mentally. So for me, this was honestly, man, I've never even touched a computer prior to this, like getting in real estate. It's a lot of just transitions and changes, but I really wanted to excel and push myself in life. So yeah, I just went through it, went straight through it, and yeah, it's been awesome. It's been a huge learning curve.
Yeah.
Wholesaling's not easy. It's fun. It is fun though. It's great having conversations with people. Yeah.
Well, I could understand why that would be annoying if you weren't challenged at your job. That would be really frustrating because it gives me a lot of purpose to take on challenges and see myself improving, getting better, and accomplishing an outcome. So I completely understand that. Now, what were some of the first steps you took once you realized you needed a change?
So I was really curious in real estate. Then I seen wholesaling. There's so many different things and avenues in real estate that it's easy to be discouraged. You have just various options between wholesaling, fix and flipping, buy and hold, all these investments. People say you need money to get into real estate. Other people said so. Then I started doing my little homework, and I started reading a little more and getting online. And yeah, I seen wholesaling was an avenue where yes, it costs money to get into it, but the initial entry compared to other avenues like fix and flipping and stuff, it's a lower entry.
What type of costs are you planning on for your initial wholesaling investment? Because you have to spend money on marketing to find the deal, essentially.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally right now, gosh, between postcard campaigns, I went and got a mentor. I had to pay for that. Um, I wasn't doing SMS. I'm probably blowing between mentorship, postcards, gas, driving, the cold calling platforms, DealMachine, everything, probably 1,600 a month.
Okay, got it. And how long have
Yeah.
you been spending that type of money?
So I actually just went and got into a new mentor. So I wanted to really be a good student and follow all of his action steps. I've been marketing now for my first month doing it fully,
Oh,
where
okay.
I've
You just
dished out.
started. Fantastic.
I just
Yeah.
started. Yeah, I just started. Yeah.
So who's your mentor, by the way?
Zack Boothe.
Awesome. How did you pick Zack for being your mentor? What about him was appealing to you and you thought would be a good option?
So I watched a lot of these like gurus on Instagram and stuff, man, and you know, they didn't all sell me. I really felt like Zack was a very transparent person. I think he's an honest individual. He can be tough, but we all need that in life. And yeah, I watched this 40-day challenge or 90-day challenge. No, it was a 40-day
He did
challenge.
40
I
days. Yeah.
watched the 40-day challenge as well. I was super touched. I was inspired by him. I always felt that if you're going to do something and you want to learn somebody that one, you could like, and two, you believe in. And I genuinely believe that he was an awesome person and a good individual, which really inspired me to learn from him.
What was the first few weeks like with him? Did he just tell you exactly what to do or were there options?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. We have the onboarding course. There's a lot of stuff in there, just following the action steps between building our cash buyers list, speaking out to our attorneys, making sure all of our agreements are up to standard and regulation for our state. Um, yeah, between that now and then now doing the marketing, going out and how to get properties, what physical signs of distress to look for, how to break that down into subsections. That way we could track our ROIs. I actually love that with you guys with the postcard. I have the call tracking numbers now, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, he's awesome, man. We got four classes a week. We sit there and do live Zoom with him. He helps each of us out. It's an awesome community. We've even rubbed shoulders within the community, and we're all like pals in there. It's a super great experience.
Okay, got it. So he had you build cash buyers, find cash buyers, and then he had you drive for dollars, which means you're looking for rundown houses, or what exactly are you looking for when you're driving for dollars?
So I personally, from what Zack had taught me, we look for a lot of physical signs of distress. So I actually use your tags and I go out and look for the vacant homes. But regardless of that, I actually go in the uglier they are, like, garbage outside, roof caving in, a lot of cars parked outside, just yeah, real just turd houses. When you see those physical signs of distress, typically most cases there's a reason that they're like that. And
Got it.
that'd be the person I want to reach out to and have a conversation with.
Okay, got it. That's seems pretty easy. Do you think most people are successful that follow these steps and work with Zack?
If they listen to him, I
Yeah,
honestly, it's not easy. Nothing's easy. I don't think wholesaling's easy at all. But I think a lot of it really goes down to, the data, getting the right properties, being able to market, having the right tools and systems in place to be able to market to them. But then really the conversation that you're having with these people,
cool.
because you got to real they're getting 5-10 calls a day. Like,
Yeah. Well, here, I didn't mean to undermine the act of wholesaling real estate. What I
mhm,
mean is, it seems like steps literally anyone could follow. The problem and the difficult part, in my perspective, having helped people close 10,000 deals in all 50 states with DealMachine, is the discipline of getting out there, adding those rundown houses every day, hearing no, and continuing to believe that it's the right thing and pushing until you do it. Basically, if you do those steps, you will get a deal. It is guaranteed. It's going to happen. If you keep
yeah,
doing those steps, you're going to find somebody who just says, yes, I do want to sell my house. I'd prefer to just get rid of it than get top tier price because I don't have the money to fix it up, or I need the money now and I don't want to wait for the listing and yada, yada. So that's what I mean when I said easy. I didn't mean to undermine what you're doing and what that actually takes.
no offense taken, and I completely agree with you, David. It's very you have to have tough skin. It's very easy to be discouraged. You're getting told no countless times a day, rude people being mean to you. It's easy. It's easy to wake up the next day and be like, dude, this isn't for me. Like, you really have to believe in what you're doing, and with conviction, and go in there and have the right mindset and attitude every day, and just own it and believe in it. And yeah, I've went through that. I've definitely gone through that. I feel that I'm kind of in a better place right now, and like, I know the deals are coming.
Yeah, when I was actually starting out, there was a rundown house right by where I lived. And
Hmm.
I just walked by it every day thinking, man, they just got to answer the phone. I just got to get them on the phone or get them to answer my mail. And
Right.
this is my deal. It's like right by my house. I see it every day. But then I looked back 5 years later, they still hadn't sold. So it's a good thing I went out there and just found some more houses. But we can so easily get caught up when we're brand new to thinking, well, we found it. It's our deal. It's going to happen. We just got to convince them to sell. And the business is
Right.
not about convincing. It's about
Right.
expanding your reach, continuing to reach out. Most people I talk to after doing 200 interviews now on this podcast of successful wholesalers is they may spend like $3,000 per deal, right? So you're on a
Yeah.
track and it takes time, right? So you'll be at the
Hmm.
$3,000 mark a week 6, 7, but some of that is going to mentorship too. It's not all marketing. So just as a benchmark, most people quit because they have unrealistic expectations of, well, I deserve that deal. Hey, why'd you quit DealMachine? Can I look at your account? Well, why'd you only add 15 properties? It's like, guys,
Right.
and that's
Right.
the advantage of getting a mentor is you won't fall into that trap. He'll tell you, keep going. He'll show you what his ROI metrics are and stuff, how many postcards it takes, et cetera. So that's why
Absolutely.
I'm really glad you're hooked up with somebody that is smart and genuine and does the business.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to get discouraged, and it is a lot of reaching out. I've actually spoken to quite a few wholesalers, even here in my area, that are doing things on a bigger scale, and they've told me like, dude, we've had addresses and leads that have been in our CRM that we're closing a year later. Like we've had to build that kind of rapport with them, and literally have them in our calendar and follow up with them, and yeah, it's a process, but if you just keep building your pipeline, I honestly do believe like you'll get it.
For sure. All right. Well, so break down exactly how many like properties have you added so far, and how many times are you going to mail those people?
So it's weird. I had added a lot of properties, but like I said, I went through my little phase as well in discouragement, and I had kind of winged, and then I went and connected with Zack, and I was like, I want to honor all these properties. I did a lot of driving. I had added. That's literally primarily like my lead gen is driving for dollars. I had close to 3,000 properties. Once you opened up the dialer, I literally just and I joined with Zack all in the same month. I was like, it's just meant to be. We're gonna just honor all of this before we even go out and get new leads. And I've been on the phone every day, 7 hours a day. I've been full time with this. I added close to God. I built one small list through DealMachine. I haven't marketed that one like a list builder, but everything else has been driving. I think close to like over 3,000 properties.
Got it. So 3,000. And then are you mailing them or dialing them?
Both.
Okay,
So
good.
I do the cold calling first, and I want to get through as many no's and yeses, and then once we scrubbed all that data out, then we'll send accordingly like our specialty list.
Got it. Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, great, man. Have you had any input from family members or friends or anybody? Do they know you're doing this, and how do they react to that?
So a lot of people have thought it's cool. You know, it's tough. It's kind of another little lingering one on the shoulder. Like my family loves and supports me. I got a lot of love and support from my family, friends. But you know, it's a hard business. It's easy for anyone to like not be convinced, and I feel like I have to be the convincer. I just try to not let that affect me and my output all day. But you know, it's like a small little thing lingering in your shoulder, and you really have to just honor what it is that you're doing and not be worried about kind of, I guess I would say, the opinions of others.
Right. So many people, including myself when I was starting out, they like to be real estate secret agents. Like they're looking for these deals, but they're afraid to tell anyone they're doing that. But you could actually find deals by posting on your social media a picture of you in front of a house saying, "Hey, if anyone knows of a rundown house that wants to sell, let me know. I'll pay $500 if you just send me a referral and we close the deal." That generated input and interest from me by just doing that. I did it like
Right.
a few weeks ago. So, I mean, it's just better if you tell everyone up front, and it's more likely I think you'll be successful when you're upfront telling open with people what you're doing. So
Oh yeah.
that's really great. Your family is very supportive. Now, before we sign off, I was just curious, do you have any questions for me? Why something's built a certain way in DealMachine or whatever, where the data comes from, anything like that?
No, the data is good. The data is actually good. I would say one of the questions I would have, I've kind of like struggled with it a little bit with the dialer itself. So if I'm inside of a list and I go and I put the filter that I only want to use like the lead status marketing just because I have, you know,
That
each
you're
list.
marketing to. Yeah, exactly. That you're also mailing to.
Correct. Yeah. Why is it sometimes when I'm calling some of them, like I'll have that filter set in place and then it'll show up like not interested or a new prospect. I don't know if that's like the system kind of having a technical issue or something.
Um, if you make a call and
Mm-hmm.
you get connected with somebody and they say they do not want to sell their house, the
Mm-hmm.
AI in the system automatically switches that property to not interested because they just said they were not interested. So
Right, right,
that's
right.
how the status could get changed. And
Okay.
so if they say that, you'll have an option in the dialer to say keep sending mail. So you could click that and mail persist. But in terms of the dialer follow up
Mm-hmm.
rules, it if you click on your profile photo,
Mm-hmm.
application settings, dialer settings,
Dialer
it will
settings.
give
Yeah.
you how often would you like a not interested response to show back up in your follow ups for your dialer. So that's a setting that's by default going to be a certain amount. Um, and just so you know, like you could adjust that if you wanted to, but that's how the status would get flipped.
Is that for the non-responsive or the not interested
Those are two
within
separate
the dialer
categories.
settings?
Yeah, that would be two separate categories. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a great question.
Yeah, no, no, there's just little things. I've been, like I said, I've been doing all the calling. I definitely want to market like an X amount of times. I'm trying to like get to like 10 phone calls per number. I think the only other question I would have is there like anything in the future? I know you're always going to find improvements and stuff, man, and I love the dialer. Is there anything in the future for scrubbing out? Like, let's say we're calling and we're in these dialing sessions, and certain numbers we've already had the conversation with them. They said they're not interested, or they said, "Hey, this is the wrong number," and we put that disposition. Well, eventually, or does it? I should ask, 'cause I haven't noticed. Does it scrub out? So when I go to do the follow-up call, let's say that one of those three numbers was that bad contact. Will it call it again? Because I've had it happen to me before.
Oh, well, let me take a look at the dialer settings. So I could actually share my screen while we go through this. So let me do that real quick.
Yeah, I'm curious. I feel like that would be awesome. Like literally, if it would just scrub it out and eliminate it, that way we can be as efficient with our time when we're on the dialer.
Yeah. So here's your follow-up rules. Add to follow-up queue after 120 days if they are marked as not interested. So there's a toggle switch where you could say, bring them back in the follow-up if they are not interested 120 days later, or you could just toggle this off and they'll never come back in your follow-ups. Now, if there's no answer, you can have them follow up automatically in 3 days. That's how I have mine set. Yours might, I just changed it. Yours might be a different one. Warm lead, add to the follow-up queue after 8 days, for example. Hot lead, 2 days. Unresponsive, bring them back up 12 times. If they are unresponsive, meaning they did not answer, we'll keep calling them until they actually just didn't respond, or they do respond, or we've hit them 12 times. That makes sense.
Is that for the contact, David, or for each individual number within the contact?
Oh, good question.
The non-response. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says contact. It's right here. It says when contact is marked as not interested.
Okay. Got you. No, man, other than that, it's been awesome, dude. I love the dialer. You guys really have streamlined it and made it easy. You could see everything there. You could, have the mailing address, the name linked. It's all a one-stop shop. I've already done it where I've actually been out and I've just, a random day I'm out doing something and I've seen properties and I'm like, oh man, that's the one. And I've called right then and there. Like it's awesome, man. Like I love what you guys are doing.
Good. Glad you're having success with the connection rate. Glad we could clarify. Good questions on those dialer metrics, by the way. We'll have to follow up with you in a couple months and check in. If you're okay with that, I'll just put it on the calendar.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's your Instagram, by the way, in case somebody wants to follow?
It's actually Smart Flips. It's all one word. SmartFlips _GO home buyers.
Cool. Love that you have your own dedicated IG as well. Very smart.
Yeah. I actually had a feeling you were going to ask me this. So I went and got one going today. I have been so busy with doing all the Dawn. I really haven't tried to do the social media side of things, but yeah, we're due. We're due.
That's awesome. Well, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for sharing the time so others can be inspired by what you're doing and learn as well. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you having me and everything you guys do for us in DealMachine.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the DealMachine Real Estate Investing Podcast. Please leave us a review and follow along wherever you're listening to your podcast.